Looking at the morning light streaming through my bedroom window this past week, I realized something troubling. Most of us over 60 have no idea that the way we spend our first 90 minutes awake might be slowly stealing our strength, our independence, and our vitality. I'm talking about muscle loss, or what doctors call sarcopenia. It's happening to millions of older Americans right now. And it's not just about looking weaker. Research from Johns Hopkins shows that muscle loss directly impacts your immune system, your ability to regulate blood sugar, your balance, and even your brain function. But here's what shocked me most. A recent study from the University of Pennsylvania found that people aren't losing muscle just because they're getting older. They're losing it because of 5 specific morning mistakes that most people make without even realizing it. From delaying protein intake to missing that critical early movement window, to unknowingly triggering stress hormones that break down muscle faster than the body can rebuild it. The encouraging news: your muscles are still incredibly responsive to change, even in your 70s and 80s. With the right morning approach, you can not only preserve muscle, you can actually build it back. Today, I want to share these 5 morning habits that might be silently undermining your strength, and more importantly, show you the science-backed solutions you can start using tomorrow. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about preserving power, protecting your independence, and taking control of your physical future. One morning at a time. The first mistake: skipping your morning protein. Picture this. You wake up in Chicago, pour yourself some coffee, maybe grab a piece of toast, and get moving with your day. Hours pass before you have what you'd call a real meal. Sound familiar? If you're like most people over 60, this pattern feels perfectly normal. But here's what's happening inside your body during those delayed hours. And it's not good news for your muscles. After sleeping all night, your muscles are in what scientists call a fasted state. Think of it like a construction site that's been shut down overnight. When morning comes, your muscle tissue is ready to receive building materials. Those materials are amino acids from protein. But if that delivery doesn't arrive within the first hour or two, something concerning happens. Your body switches from building mode into breakdown mode. Instead of repairing and strengthening your muscles, it starts breaking them down for energy. Dr. Sarah Mitchell from the Boston University School of Medicine published groundbreaking research showing that older adults who consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 2 hours of waking maintained significantly more lean muscle mass over 12 weeks compared to those who delayed their protein intake. This connects to something called the muscle full effect. It's a window of time when your muscles are primed to absorb and use amino acids efficiently. Miss that window, and the benefit drops off dramatically. Have you ever noticed feeling unusually tired or mentally foggy by mid-morning after skipping breakfast? That fatigue isn't just low blood sugar. It might be your muscles signaling that they're under stress. Here's something that might surprise you. Your muscle isn't just for lifting groceries or climbing stairs. It's actually a metabolic organ. It helps control your blood sugar, supports your immune system, and serves as a protein reservoir that your brain and other organs depend on during times of stress or illness. So what's the solution? Within 60 minutes of waking up, aim for 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein. I'm talking about eggs with cheese, Greek yogurt with nuts, a protein smoothie with whey or plant protein, or even a bowl of oatmeal topped with almonds and cottage cheese. If you're in Phoenix and prefer plant-based options, try lentils with quinoa or a smoothie made with pea protein and hemp seeds. Here's a bonus tip that amplifies the effect. Do some light movement before or after that protein-rich breakfast. Even gentle stretching or a few wall push-ups sends a powerful signal to your muscles. Stay strong, rebuild, grow. If this information is helpful, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. It helps other people discover these important insights. The second mistake: starting your day completely sedentary. Let me paint a picture. You wake up in your home in Denver, maybe read the morning paper, have a leisurely breakfast, or sit quietly with your coffee. It feels peaceful and restful, but metabolically, it might be doing the exact opposite of what your body needs. Here's what's happening inside you during that first hour after waking. Your circadian biology is naturally primed for movement. Hormones like cortisol and adrenaline rise to promote alertness and readiness. Your body is essentially saying, let's move. When you respond to that signal with even 10 to 20 minutes of light movement, you unlock powerful muscle-preserving effects. But when you ignore it and remain sedentary, something different happens. Research from the University of Texas shows that light movement in the morning activates a master regulator gene called PGCA. This gene promotes the creation of new mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses in your cells, enhances muscle repair, and improves fat metabolism. In simpler terms, a short walk around your neighborhood in Minneapolis, some gentle stretching in your living room, or basic bodyweight exercises sends a strong signal to your muscles. Stay active, stay functional, stay strong. A fascinating study published in the Journal of Cachexia, sarcopenia and muscle followed older adults who performed light morning movement, even before breakfast. These individuals showed improved insulin sensitivity, increased activity in satellite cells, which are crucial for muscle regeneration, and reduced inflammatory markers throughout their bodies. Compare that to starting the day completely sedentary. When muscles receive no input, no signal that they're needed, they begin adapting to less demand. Over time, they shrink. The beautiful thing is, you don't need a gym membership or expensive equipment. You just need movement. Here's what I recommend. Within 30 to 45 minutes of waking, engage in 5 to 15 minutes of low-impact movement. Take a brisk walk around your block in Atlanta. Do a short yoga sequence in your bedroom, or try some standing calf raises and wall push-ups. The goal isn't to exhaust yourself, it's to activate your system. This morning movement also enhances your muscles' sensitivity to protein later in the day, meaning when you eat lunch or do a more formal workout, your body responds more efficiently. Movement is medicine, especially first thing in the morning. The third mistake, delaying proper hydration. Most people don't connect hydration with muscle health. But if you're over 60, this connection is absolutely critical for maintaining your strength and preventing falls. Here's what happens while you sleep. Your body continues losing water through breathing, sweating, and normal metabolic processes. By morning, you're in a state of mild dehydration, even if you don't feel particularly thirsty. If you delay drinking water for hours after waking, your blood becomes thicker, circulation slows down, and muscle recovery from any activity the previous day becomes compromised. Research published in the journal Nutrients showed that even 1 to 2% dehydration significantly reduces muscle endurance, impairs balance, and increases fall risk in older adults. Another study found that dehydration actually impairs muscle protein synthesis, meaning your body becomes less effective at repairing muscle tissue. Think of your muscles like a garden sponge. When properly hydrated, they're elastic, responsive, and efficient. When dry, they become stiff, less coordinated, and more prone to injury. This is particularly important if you're taking medications, which is common for people over 60. Many medications can affect your body's electrolyte balance, making proper morning hydration even more crucial. Here's something else to consider. If your first fluid of the day is coffee or tea, you might not be doing yourself any favors. While coffee isn't necessarily dehydrating in moderate amounts, it doesn't count as proper hydration, especially without water alongside it. The solution is straightforward. Within 15 to 30 minutes of waking, drink 12 to 16 ounces of water. That's about 1.5 to 2 cups. Ideally, add a pinch of sea salt or a quality electrolyte mix that includes magnesium, sodium, and potassium. This simple step restores your blood volume, supports cellular hydration, and kickstarts your digestion and circulation. Here's a pro tip. Drink your water before your coffee. This improves absorption and reduces the risk of dehydration fatigue later in the day. Proper hydration isn't just about quenching thirst. It's a fundamental trigger for muscle efficiency, mental clarity, and sustained energy throughout your day. The fourth mistake, starting with high sugar, low protein breakfasts. Let me describe a breakfast scenario that might sound familiar. You wake up in Portland, Pour yourself some orange juice. Have a bowl of cereal or a piece of toast with jam. Maybe add a banana. It feels light, convenient, and even healthy based on traditional breakfast marketing. But what this type of meal does to your body chemistry is concerning, especially if you're over 60 and trying to maintain muscle mass. Here's the metabolic reality. A breakfast high in simple carbohydrates and low in protein creates a rapid spike in your blood glucose. This triggers a sharp insulin response, followed inevitably by a crash. That crash increases hunger, irritability, and fatigue, but more importantly, it elevates cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone. Cortisol, when consistently elevated, is catabolic. It literally breaks down muscle tissue to provide energy. A comprehensive study published in Diabetes Care tracked older adults who consumed high-carb, low-protein breakfasts versus those who ate more balanced meals. The high-sugar group showed elevated inflammation markers after eating and reduced muscle protein synthesis throughout the day. When this pattern happens daily, the metabolic cost accumulates. You create a destructive cycle: quick breakfast, blood sugar crash, fatigue, reduced movement, and muscle breakdown that outpaces repair. Your breakfast sets the hormonal and metabolic tone for your entire day. If it starts unstable, your body becomes more prone to storing fat, losing lean tissue, and experiencing mental fog. The solution requires a simple shift in thinking. Instead of building your breakfast around carbohydrates, anchor it around protein first. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of protein, and pair it with healthy fats and slower digesting carbohydrates. Try scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado, Greek yogurt with chia seeds and berries, or a protein smoothie made with whey protein, ground flaxseed, and frozen blueberries. If you're in Miami and prefer plant-based options, consider a tofu scramble with vegetables, or oatmeal topped with almond butter and hemp seeds. Avoid ultra-processed cereals, white bread, pastries, and fruit juices in the morning. These create sharp glucose swings and poor satiety, meaning you'll feel hungry again quickly while your muscles remain undernourished. Remember, breakfast isn't just a meal, it's a biological decision point, and your muscles are listening to what you choose. The fifth mistake: starting your day with chronic stress. Muscle loss after 60 isn't just about what you eat or how you move. It's also deeply connected to how you think and feel, especially in those crucial first 30 minutes after waking. Every morning, your body naturally releases cortisol as part of your circadian rhythm. This is normal and healthy. It helps you wake up, become alert, and mobilize energy for the day ahead. But here's where things can go wrong. If your morning stress levels are high, if you immediately check distressing news on your phone, scroll through social media, or start your day worried about conflicts or problems, your cortisol spikes much higher and stays elevated much longer than it should. Chronic cortisol elevation is one of the most destructive forces to muscle tissue over time. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that sustained high cortisol contributes to muscle protein breakdown, impairs regeneration, and reduces production of growth hormone, which naturally declines with age anyway. Cortisol also makes your body less sensitive to insulin, meaning you become less effective at using nutrients to repair and build muscle. You could eat the perfect breakfast and still lose ground if your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight mode. You might be thinking, but life is stressful. How can I control that? And you're right. Life does present challenges, but the first 20 to 30 minutes of your day represent a golden opportunity. How you engage your mind during this window dramatically shapes your stress physiology for the next 12 to 16 hours. Here's a simple but powerful tool. Begin each morning with 2 to 5 minutes of deliberate nervous system regulation. This could be slow, controlled breathing. Breathing in for 4 seconds through your nose, out for 6 to 8 seconds. Try some gentle stretching while paying attention to your breath, or spend a few minutes writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Even something as simple as stepping outside and looking toward the horizon provides natural visual anchoring that helps regulate your autonomic nervous system. If you're in Seattle and the weather makes going outside challenging, Try standing by a window and focusing on distant objects for a minute or two. These small practices reduce sympathetic nervous system activation, the fight or flight response, and help shift you toward parasympathetic dominance. That's the rest and digest mode where repair, regeneration, and muscle maintenance actually happen. Remember, your muscle cells don't distinguish between cortisol from real physical danger and cortisol from reading stressful headlines before you even get out of bed. Emotional stress is physical stress. If you're finding this information valuable, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're dedicated to providing science-based insights that help your body and mind work for you, not against you. The bonus factor: missing morning light and vitamin D. There's one more morning factor that often gets overlooked, but plays a crucial role in muscle health: energy and overall resilience after 60. Natural light exposure and vitamin D. Your body operates on a 24-hour biological clock called your circadian rhythm. This internal clock governs everything from hormone production to metabolism to cellular repair. The most powerful way to synchronize this rhythm is through morning light exposure, particularly natural sunlight. When sunlight hits your retina, it signals a region in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This triggers a cascade of beneficial hormonal changes, lowering melatonin appropriately, optimizing cortisol release, and increasing dopamine and testosterone production. That testosterone boost is particularly important. Even in women, testosterone is essential for preserving lean muscle mass, bone density, and motivation to stay active. Morning sunlight helps regulate the natural rise in this hormone, which enhances muscle protein synthesis and recovery. A study published in Nature Reviews Endocrinology found that older adults with consistent morning light exposure had better muscle function, higher testosterone levels, and improved sleep quality. Better sleep, in turn, is critical for recovery and growth. Now let's talk about vitamin D, which is technically a hormone and a critical player in muscle preservation. Vitamin D receptors are present throughout your muscle tissue, and low levels are strongly associated with muscle weakness, fatigue, and increased fall risk in older adults. Research shows that individuals with sufficient vitamin D levels, above 30 nanograms per milliliter, have significantly better muscle strength and physical performance than those who are deficient. Here's the challenge. Many older adults spend their mornings indoors, often behind windows that block the UVB rays necessary for vitamin D production. Even in sunny places like Phoenix or Tampa, vitamin D synthesis naturally declines with age. The solution is beautifully simple. Within 30 to 60 minutes of waking, spend 5 to 10 minutes outside with natural sunlight on your eyes and exposed skin. Don't wear sunglasses during this time, but never stare directly at the sun. If you live in a region with limited sun exposure, especially during winter months, or if you're over 65, consider a vitamin D3 supplement. Ideally, pair it with vitamin K2 for better absorption and bone support. For maximum benefit, combine this morning light exposure with light stretching or walking. You'll activate your hormonal, muscular, and neurological systems in less than 10 minutes, and it doesn't cost anything. This isn't just about muscles. It's about signaling to your entire biology. I'm awake, I'm active, I'm thriving. Let's take a step back and see how all these pieces fit together. You've discovered how 5 common morning habits can silently accelerate muscle loss after 60. But you've also learned that the solutions aren't extreme or complicated. They're intentional, science-based, and absolutely achievable. Here's a quick review of the key insights. First, skipping protein at breakfast deprives your muscles of the amino acids they need for repair and growth. Aim for 30 grams of high-quality protein within 60 minutes of waking. Second, delaying movement misses that crucial window when your body is primed for activation. Just 5 to 15 minutes of light activity in the first hour can preserve and build muscle. Third, poor hydration slows recovery and reduces muscle performance. Start with 12 to 16 ounces of water, preferably with electrolytes, before your coffee. Fourth, high sugar. Low protein breakfasts spike cortisol and inflammation, both enemies of muscle health. Instead, Build your breakfast around protein and include healthy fats and complex carbohydrates. Fifth, morning stress chronically elevates cortisol, which breaks down muscle tissue. A few minutes of breathing exercises, gratitude, or gentle movement can shift your nervous system toward recovery mode. And finally, missing natural light and adequate vitamin D disrupts the hormones that protect and build muscle. Step outside for 5 to 10 minutes each morning and consider supplementation if needed.